Yo, what's up everyone? Kyrios here, and we just got a big news announcement for Blue Protocol. We've got some good news, we got some bad news, and you probably saw the thumbnail of this video. It's some bad news for global, some good news for the Japanese servers. So let's go ahead and cover everything that was on the live stream, which was a ton. And if you guys can't hit that like and subscribe, we will be playing the Japanese version very shortly. Let's get started. All right, let's get all the information that you care about right out the gate. Blue Protocol, the Japanese version, is launching 6/14/2023, which is effectively in like 3 weeks from the making of this video. Now, the bad part is that they did delay the global launch up until 2024. That's a really bad blow to everyone. They did say that there was a global beta that was going to happen in 2023, so that's probably going to happen sometime in November or December. But as of right now, the game has been delayed for global. We don't know if that's caused by Amazon or if it's just the way things go with trying to translate the game. Now, one thing I do want to point out in the live stream, they did hint that global players can sort of play the Japanese version. Now, keep in mind that if you typically are not on a VPN or anything like that, they tend to block you. But they did mention several times that if you don't live in Japan, you can't partake in some of these Twitter events. But then they said if you can register for an ID, you can play. So they gave off some conflicting information. So we may have a whole video on pre-registration and how to play the Japanese version very, very shortly. So once again, make sure you like and subscribe. All right, so further into the live stream, they went over exactly what's going to launch with the game. They did go over that the scenario will go all the way up to chapter 5. In the beta, we only had up to chapter 2, so which is around level 20. So it looks like they have a scenario per level, or per 10 levels, I should say. And that gets us to our second point, which the max level currently for the game is level 50. Now, they did say that they will have 5 classes at the start, and those are classes that we currently have, from the Aegis Fighter to the Blast Archer to the Spell Weaver to the Heavy Smasher to the Twin Striker. Those are the 5 classes that we've already played on this channel, and you've probably already seen videos and stuff like that. But what they did say is that those are the 5 starting classes, and there's additional classes on the way. When we get to the roadmap, that'll make a lot more sense. A lot of the live stream had to do with pre-registration, getting some free dies, getting a Twitter campaign to get some free other stuff, to try to win a computer, to try and win gift cards, all that goodness. Not anything we can partake on, so let's go ahead and move on from that. Now, they did say that they fixed and balanced all the issues and got it in for the live version from the beta versions. So they only showed off actually the Spell Weaver, and the Spell Weaver was actually one that had a ton of issues, from having terrible mana management to its spells not being as effective, and they fixed all of that. You can see from the gameplay on screen that mages are just absolutely doing a lot more spells, and they even said that you have to be careful with how many spells you cast because you will get a lot of aggro now with the changes that they made. So this is really good for spell weavers, but this is really bad for tanks. So hopefully they made some changes to tanks on how they hold aggro and stuff like that. One of the biggest changes that they did make that I did not like in the beta is that you were able to regenerate your HP, but it was very, very slow unless you were sitting at a campfire. Now they made it so if you use the emote sit and you just sit down anywhere, you will start rapidly regenerating your HP at a much faster pace. This is really good. So if you go from like a really hard fight or you're soloing or anything like that, you need to regenerate some HP, you can do it very easily by just sitting down in a very safe area. Now, one thing I forgot to mention that is really important is they fixed the adventure boards. Now, you may not be familiar with adventure boards, but adventure boards are everything from figuring out recipes to going through certain quest lines to progressing your adventure rank. And a lot of the boards were super convoluted, where you would have to go take down like 50 different points, and not that many, but 30, 15 points in a certain order in order to complete an adventure board. What they've done is they've now streamlined the adventure board where you can essentially go from start to finish, and all the other points are just optional. Now, a lot of those optional points will be really good for getting you materials, but now you don't have to actually struggle through them, and you can do them over time. This is a really, really good change. Another change that I really liked, or another addition that I really liked, is they actually added target dummies to the game, Or at least I was not able to find the target dummies in the beta when I played it, so maybe they were hiding. But the fact that they now have target dummies where you can actually practice your rotations and your spells and stuff like that is a really, really nice addition to the game, and I'm really glad that they added this. That brings us to the roadmap portion of the live stream. Now, the roadmap is a little convoluted from the screens that you're probably seeing right now, but what they effectively said is that they said the roadmap will always consist in this order. It will go scenario, and that scenario means new maps, new enemies, new missions. Then it will go missions, and those missions are like side quest missions, new crafting missions, new dungeons, and a few other things. And then it'll go content, and content are new game modes and new classes. So apparently they didn't share any of the new game modes, they didn't share any of the new classes, but they do already have it worked into the roadmap to be able to get a variety of new stuff to do all the time in the drip feed. So they'll go scenario, missions, content, missions, scenario, always in that order. And speaking of that order, it looks like that order will always last about 3 months, something like that, 3 months, and there'll be 2 season passes per each of those 3 months. So those season passes will go for about 45 days. They did announce that you will be able to preload the game a week early. That's not something that's really going to concern a lot of people in global because you're probably waiting for the global. And that's really all they had besides any of the other. It was a very short stream. They were right to the point. And honestly, the worst news was honestly the global news. Now, I would love for Amazon to come out and say a statement and explain why it's delayed. I don't know if it's delayed from the actual Japanese developers or if it's delayed because of Amazon and delayed because of all the changes they had to make. Or maybe they're just behind on translating, or maybe they're making too many changes. I'm still very concerned about the publisher currently, given the state of where Lost Ark and a few other games are. Not to say that they're in a bad state, but I'm just saying that sometimes you don't have to stir the pot that much, right? You just need to translate it and just let us have the game, right? Because I think everyone that plays a game like this, like Blue Protocol, an anime style game, just wants to play a Japanese anime style game. We don't need it westernized. That's just not in our bottom line. I'm sure it's in the bottom line because it'll attract more player base technically, but I think we're at a point in gaming culture that you don't need to do that anymore. Just let it happen and just let people enjoy it the way it is. So anyways, guys, let me know how you feel about this live stream. Apparently, I did this really quick. So anyways, guys, let me know how you feel about this live stream. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll have some more videos for you because we will be playing Blue Protocol. Make sure you stop by our Twitch channel and follow and come check out the game. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy and fist bump from me to you.